we are able to be in the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Resist the temptations and the whisperings of shaitan. And a very, very important thing in doing that is controlling our food. That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala restricts food throughout the day. The whole point of restricting food is that your basic desire of eating and drinking, you should control that. Your body needs water, you still deny it. You control yourself. However, unfortunately, many of us destroy the entire objective of fasting by eating big suhoors and big iftars. Right? I want, by raise of hands, who on a regular basis has appetizers before a meal in this past month? Who had appetizers regularly before their meal in the past month? No one had appetizers? In the entire month, no one had regularly, once in a while here and there? Right? Not really, once in a while. So why is it that Ramadan comes, the month of not eating, and now we have to have our dates and water and our ruafza, first course, and then we have to have our samosas and our pakoras and our fried items, appetizer. Then we can go for pray maghrib, and then we have to sit down for a meal, and then after tarawih we have our post tarawih meal, right? And then we stock up on suhoor as much as possible so that we can get to iftar. And then as iftar time comes closer and we start feeling hungry, then we sit on our phones and watch food channels, right, to pass time and think about what we want to eat tomorrow. This completely ruins the entire objective of fasting. If, and this is a challenge I put for all of us, myself included, let's stand on the scale tonight, see our weight, and if our weight goes up, that means we didn't do our Ramadan properly. Right? That we didn't do our Ramadan properly. That is why for so many people in Ramadan, their shahwa and their desires increase. They feel like their shahwa increases. Why does your shahwa increase? Because the whole objective of crushing your nafs is that your lower self wants something and you deny it. And it wants something even more, you deny it again. And it wants even more. The more you deny it, the stronger it keeps getting. And you have to, at each turn, continue to deny it until it weakens. When it becomes once more and more throughout the day, you get hungry and you want food. Then you get more hungry, so you want good food. And you get more hungry, so you start imagining and daydreaming about the amazing food that you want to eat. After denying yourself the entire day, as soon as iftar time comes, if you completely let go and indulge, then you have just given your nafs what it wants. You have made it stronger. And so for many of us, Ramadan comes, Ramadan passes, and at the end of Ramadan, we have gotten nowhere in our closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have accomplished nothing in our ability to control ourselves. Because we destroyed the purpose of fasting by indulging in food. Right? The Ramadan is not even, even non-Muslims, ask a non-Muslim what Ramadan is about, and what they'll picture is like food. Right? And when we think about Ramadan, we think about food, the amazing, the special iftaris and the special this and the special food. That's not the point of Ramadan. The point of Ramadan is not eating. The point of Ramadan is the lack of food and water. It's eating simple. Right? Why should our diet change? If I don't eat appetizers for the whole year, why do I need to eat appetizers in Ramadan? Why do I need to have a 4-course meal when I normally have just a 1-course meal? And that defeats the purpose of Ramadan. Imam Ghazali rahimahullah emphasizes this a lot. That he says that if your eating habits become any more fancy, any more extravagant than they normally are, then you have not fulfilled the purpose of Ramadan. That's number one. That we have to control our eating. Right? Ramadan is not the month of food. Ramadan is not the month of gaining weight. Right? We say this happily, but it's wrong. If we're doing that, it's wrong. So let's make it a point that let's keep Ramadan as simple as possible. Eat less as possible. Right? We really don't need that much to get by. Right? A little bit of food is enough to keep us going for a whole month. As hungry as we think we are, our Muslim brothers and sisters across the world literally don't eat for weeks on end. Literally eat nothing. Right? So just us delaying our food a little bit. Let's keep the times that we do eat, just keep it normal. Keep it the same as you normally eat. Don't make it more extravagant, number one. Number two is spending as much time as possible with the Quran. right? And we have to make goals. In fact, as I don't know if you guys got the cards, the community, like the salat charts that you get every month. On the back of it, there's a QR code that's put there for everyone to track their Quran khatams as a community. Right, so we, as in Taraweeh, we complete the entire Quran. Alhamdulillah, all of us, we do that together. But at the same time, individually, we should be completing our own khatams. If you can't complete a khatam by yourself, then we can at least pair up with our family members and say, okay, look, guys, I'll read this many juz, you read this many juz, and together, at least as a family, 2 or 3 of us will pair up and we'll finish the Quran. And the goal is that, inshallah, by the end of the month, when we do our dua for Khatm al-Quran and the Taraweeh, we'll also include the khatams of the entire community and make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala collectively for all the khatams that the community has done, right? And the goal that we've set is 500 khatams for the entire community. Okay, let's see, as a community, if we can complete 500 khatams of the Quran. And the essential key thing is that this first 2, 3 nights, 5 nights, we have a lot of josh, we have a lot of zeal and passion, and we do as much as possible, but then we quickly burn out. The way to avoid that is you have to plan, you have to be strategic. You have to say, look, this is my time for Quran, 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day. I will set aside for the Quran and I'll read it. By the way, I don't know if you guys are familiar with someone by the name of Zakaria rahimahullah ta'ala. Zakaria rahimahullah ta'ala is a scholar of the subcontinent from the very recent past, passed away a few decades ago only. And he mentions, one of the ulama came to him and he complained that, Maulana, I'm not able to spend much time reading Quran because I'm so busy with my teaching responsibilities. So much time I have to spend teaching and then preparing for teaching every day that I don't get a lot of time for Quran. And he got very upset with him and he said that, look, teaching, I teach hadith as well. He was known as Shaykh al-Hadith of India, right? He was regarded the greatest hadith scholar in all of India. And he went on to list all of his responsibilities. He was an individual that was involved in a lot of things. And he said that I can promise you're not busier than I am. However, I cannot remember the last time that I read less than 13 juz in a day. I cannot remember the last time that I read less than 13 juz in a day. And really, wallahi, you will see this if you implement your life. Just like sadaqah doesn't decrease your wealth, right? مَا نَقَصَ مَالٌ مِّن صَدَقَةٍ. We hear that a lot, right? When you give sadaqah, your wealth doesn't decrease. Wallahi, wallahi, Allah is my witness when I say this. Reading Quran does not decrease your time. If you read Quran regularly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts so much barakah in your time. The amount you're able to accomplish now in your day, the more Quran you read, the more you'll be able to accomplish. Right? The Quran does not decrease from your time. But we have to build the habit of reading consistently. Right? And that happens, you have to just force yourself to do a set amount and increase that amount, keep on increasing it. If we read nothing, then do half an hour, 1 hour. And every day, every month, every year, that time should increase with the Quran. So pace ourselves and set these goals, and inshallah we will be able to accomplish a lot in this Ramadan. And the last thing we'll mention is that it is a very important thing to build a habit of doing dua. Right? Many of us don't spend any time in our days doing dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who travels here a lot? Anyone travel a lot? Anyone? MashaAllah. What happens when you travel a lot and you accumulate a lot of points and you become like a special traveler? Then when you call the airlines, you don't even have to wait, right? They pick up your phone. You become you reach like new levels in their memberships. And when you reach a certain level, then you get special treatment. As soon as you call, you don't go on the waiting list. You have a direct number that gets you directly on the call with one of their agents immediately. Whatever you need, they'll make it happen immediately. But why? Because you traveled so much. Yeah, you did so much business with that airlines that they give you that special status. With Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well, if we call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala once in a while, then what is that? Right? Why would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give priority to us? That 3-4 times a year we reach out to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Otherwise we will suffice with saying Ameen in Jum'ah khutbah. That's not enough. The more we do dua, then you reach that special status with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where whenever you raise your hands to make dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there to answer. That the attention is given to you. And Ramadan is a time to build that. So along with setting time for reading Quran, let's set time to make dua with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Really we should be spending 20, 30 minutes a day at least making dua every day. But at least 5 minutes a day should be set, that 5 minutes I sit and I just do dua. And wallahi, if we do these couple of three things, right? Controlling our eating, actually not eating in Ramadan, so much that we lose weight. Number two is reading Quran a lot and making dua a lot. Then inshallah we'll see a lot of barakah in this Ramadan, and we'll see ourselves progress in our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, instead of repeating, going through Ramadan after Ramadan every year in our life and finding ourselves back to square one where we started. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us tawfiq and accepts from us inshallah. I don't think there's any update yet. It's very, very unlikely that the moon will be sighted tonight. Most likely Ramadan will start tomorrow. However, if it is sighted and we get the report, then inshallah we'll have our Taraweeh. And then most probably in the next half an hour or so, we'll find out for sure. So we'll post on the group and we'll find out inshallah. And so we'll stay in tune inshallah. Stick around. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Yeah, normally Taraweeh Isha will be at 7:30 and Taraweeh will be right after Isha.